Mother walks into the room and says, "ANNOH'KOTSIIYOP. It is summer. It is PIITA. You should be outside." Puna is sammis her phone and tells her mom. Google says it to to be outside. Her mother replies, "It's too much of a to be ipstopis." Mother is reminded, when we were we'd with your six and be outside all nipo long. PIITA is not interested. Times sure have changed, hey? Frustrated mother exclaims, "And that's exactly why you're going to spend the nipoi summer in the Nituyi's lodge with Gachsinon grandmother and Gachsinon grandfather." Mother has a sly smile as she walks away and then says, "I have to get you out of Mokinstis for the Nipui. That's why you're Gachsinoniksi. Apayaks to get stuck children." Mother looks into the children's skinichiman and exclaims, "Sa." As mother washes the dishes, she tells the kids, "Make yourself something to eat." PIITA stares at a sapstakyo full of food. There's ANNOH'KOTSIIYOP. A few hours later, the kids sit in their ekstromatabuxka and watch their napyoyish fade away. PONOKA says, "I can't believe we have to do this." The kids stare at their phone. PIITA frights, "I'm not getting any service," and mother replies, "Yeah, kipatapish," and goes on. Mother is so itamshi to see her parents. "Okay, Mom, Okay, Dad. Mother, awatatutuyiu them both. Garsinon says okay. The kids stay seated in the ekstomatukskatsi. Garsinon asks, "Are you coming out, children?" Mother yells, "Come out and say okay to your Garsinonix." Finally, they come and atatutuia. Their Garsinonix. Garsinon says, "You too, kikeita pomkitapi stua." Garsinon says, "You go, ANNOH'K. We'll see you next weekend." Mother walks back towards her ekstomatapukskatsi and says to her kids, "One day you'll understand why we do this. Sukskatsik, children." Mother apese isapi ni kustikumio and says, "Kitika kumim pua." The Garsinonixi walk back toward the ekstomatapukskatsi. Garsinon says to PIITA, "We better get to work." Garsinon and PONOKA all have ustuawaye own to do. Garsinon turns around where they go. The Pugags Aichitapuauhkaya with their phones in the air, PIITA say, "Hey, I got a bar." Garsinon grabs the phones and puts them in his usukatsim. Nede saptum. "You don't need this. We've got lots of putaksin to do, PIITA. We need oksin and a place to ANNOH'KOTSIIYOP." Ponoka overhears and shouts, "Nimatkuyukahpinun." PIITA chimes in, "We don't have oksin." Garsinon claims the kids by saying, "ANNOH'KOTSIIYOP. This is the way it used to be done. If you don't set up the nitoyis, we have nowhere to sleep. If you don't find oksin, we go hungry. ANNOH'K, children, it's time to kitahka putaksuai." Garsinon says, "We are going to set up the nitoyis. We have nitapsakakapi we use." PIITA asks, "Gars, what are these?" as he stands in the circle of ukutokis. Gars replies, "Well, PIITA, we didn't use sawukan on the nitoyis. We used ukutoki to weigh it down." Garsinon explains, "We used to okika all around in this area, and we'd leave the ukutoki for when we came back. Our family has used this spot for hundreds of years. We used to okikan in nohkichi spots all over in Sksachkum. Nita pekskimachkinon iniskim. Nuhtoh kanutsispinon nichitapi isukinaki. Meanwhile, Ponoka and Nash were gathering berries. Ponoka asks, "Gosh, what are we looking for?" Gosh replies, "ANNOH'KOTSIIYOP." They are the first to As they picked Minishchi, Gachsinun says, "What are the pakipi?" We crush them and mix them with meat and iniskim, fat to make pemmican sometimes. Finally, meniskis are ixchipokoya. We dry those and mix them with minis. Gachsinun points to the mistokis in the distance. Busiest time of the year. We hunted and prepared for Ishtoyim. We gathered root vegetables, mini, and shami. Most of our shami medicine grow in the meniscus, and sometime was the warmest time to go and pick them. Meanwhile, Gachsinun adjusts the trim on the teepee. He says, "We have to be smart and plan ahead for all the seasons. No air conditioning or grocery stores here in Alberta. The Kishtikum changes our heart." Gachsinun, grandfather, explains the seasons while standing in the teepee. The winters were harsh. Nipoy were hot. Matoye brought floods and life. The fall was cool and dry. Gachsinun and Ponoka filled their buckets with mini. She explains, these mini were sometimes made into awasan and used as sam. Ponoka asks, "Were there others?" Gachsinun replies, "Indeed, licorice root grows along the Nothtaki and Skatkoyi. It was dried and made into sekshekimi for sure ochkiston." Gachsinun sits in the middle of the Identshimop and looks at the trees. Nita panatapia, and they also had another use. Gachsinun pulls bark off with istowan. The skin is used as a painkiller. It's dried and cleaned, and then the inside is scraped off and used. Same time, Nash and PIITA are looking at the nitroish. PIITA's muches brushes the painting and the pointed mounts. What are these? Gachsinun explains, these are the mistakis, are nitroish, used to represent our visions or papokanishchi, given to us by the spirit people. Gachsinun points the painted makayu. We would usually paint the Isawapomahka, that came to us in our PONOKA nishi, in the center where it is the most prominent. Gashinun is talking in front of the Nituyis, and he says, Nituyis designs are passed down in families, year to year, generation to generation. Gashinun points to the painted cross, and then the black mounts and continues. We have other designs. The cross represents ANNOH'KOTSIIYOP. This represents the foothills. Gashinun etapayi. The black dots decorating the bottom of the Nituyi, and says, these represent puffballs, which are Nitapskunatapi Saami. Gosh, etapayi, the top of the Nituyis to the Sikshinachi, with white dots and says, and this is Nita special. This represents the night sky, and in the middle is Skichika. Some people call them the Big Dipper. Gashinun etapayi Skichika, and says, by the way it sits in the sky, we know what time of the year it is. Gashinun continues talking about Iskichikamis. In the Motoyi, it sits upside down, and that's when it rains. And this is the North Star. We use this one to navigate. Gashinun tells PIITA, come inside here a moment. See how the Pushtaminiki sits. They look up at the intersecting Pushtaminiki sits. Gashinun explains, the Sikshike Chitapikuan use the four main Pishtam pointed in the four directions as the main structure. The others support it. The number 4 is Natamapi, important to the Tapio people, and a specific way that we put up the Nitoyis. It was gifted to us by our grandfathers. And ANNOH'KOTSIIYOP and lessons. We have a place to akichuko, a place to keep us ikinopio in the cold and cool in the Nipoyi. Gashinun finishes. They hear a loud wolf howl in the background. PONOKA asks, gosh, what is it? Should I be nervous? Gashinun, I'm scared, says PONOKA. Gashinun says, Goyiks are just communicating with each other, and they are not close to us. One must be akawatsoksi. The natoksi is getting low, so PIITA is told, Mr. Pukskatsit, down the path to the south. Ispummus carry the bucket for his gosh. At the same time, PONOKA is told to istapukskatsit the path and get PIITA to Ispummuk because gosh has ISAKIKAKIMA OTSIIYOP from carrying berries. PIITA is ikshitsukikshimsta of which direction to go. Which way do I go, he says to himself. PONOKA runs into Okikan and yells, PIITA! PIITA yells back for his sister, PONOTA, then his kaaksinun. He knows he is ANNOH'KOTSIIYOP. Naaksinun steps out of the Nitoyis confused. What's going on? Where is kaaksinun and PIITA? PONOKA responds, kaaksinun got tired and sent me to get PIITA to Ispummo. kaaksinun looks down. I sent him out to go find you. ANNOH'K, we better go find him. PIITA is scared as the akotaku behind the coolies. It's getting iskinatsi. He thinks, how am I going to find my way back? kaaksinun and PONOKA walk into the clearing and find kaaksinun waiting. PONOKA asks, have you seen PIITA? kaaksinun responds, no, he is lost. PONOKA looks worried. How do we find him? PIITA sits and looks at the night sky. He thinks to himself, I don't know what to do, but at least there's the Isiksakamasi and the North Star. PIITA thinks, I got it. I'll navigate with the stars. I went Skapucht and Apatoshi is that way. Kaas, PONOKA, and Kaas walk through the paths yelling for PIITA. PONOKA says to Kaas, I'm worried. Kaas says, me too, PONOKA. I wish there was a way he could hear us. PONOKA thinks and then remembers how Makoyis communicate. PIITA hears a loud ayawatuya sound. He thinks, I'm getting closer, I know it. PIITA yells, I know that. Awatuyi. PONOKA screams, PIITA. PIITA screams back, PONOKA, kaaksinun, kaaksinun. PONOKA sees PIITA and atatutuyiwe. Him, she says, I was so worried about you. Kaaksinun, atatutuyi. Them both. We were worried. kaaksinun says, ANNOH'K, let's go back to the Okikan. As the fire burns outside of the teepee, kaaksinun hands them their phones and says, "You two worked not that hard today. You earned your phones back." PIITA looks at it and says, "I don't need it back." Gosh. PONOKA chimes in, "Me neither." PIITA looks at his gosh. "Will you show me?" PONOKA, the stars.